welcome in to another stitch tutorial. Today we're going to do the cone stitch. Now this can be done with any number of stitches in your row or your round, and also it is two-sided. So let's start with our chain of any number you like. Oops. Now I'm only doing a small example, but you do it as long as your pattern requires, as much as you need to. But I'll show you this small example. In fact, let me do two more. Won't make that much difference, but still. Now in the second from the hook, so there's your first, there's your second, you're doing single crochet. And you're doing the single crochet for the entire chain. So all the way along to the end. When you get to your end of any row that you are on, chain one. And turn your work. Now your second row is another row of single crochet. So crochet back all the way along, starting with that very first stitch. Okay, so we now have two rows of single crochet. Now we start the coning. As we're on the end, chain one and turn. And now we are not only going to be working into the stitch that we would normally, but we're also going to the one underneath. So we're going to go for a double crochet start. So yarning over, going into that very first stitch, yarn over, pull through and pull up, yarn over, and then, okay, the first one's a little bit tiny, but the rest are there, go into the one underneath, yarn over, pull through, pull up, and then pull through everything. So again, yarn over, go into the next available stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, go down to the one directly below, yarn over, pull through, pull up so that all your loops are the same height. You will have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. And that is your second cone. And you do that for the entire row. So yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, into the stitch directly below, yarn over, pull through, pull up, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. This makes a very, very nice thick material. Yarn over, into the next, yarn over, pull through, pull up. It's very important to keep those loops all at the same height. Make your work look a lot neater. Yarn over, go into that first row below, pull up a loop, 5 loops, oops, separate people, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so let's do the same for the rest of the row, and I'll meet you back in a moment. Okay, so we're coming to the end. Now with the end, you can't really see the stitch up here, just like we couldn't see the stitch at the bottom down here very well, but it doesn't mean you should be missing it out. So make sure that you carry on with the yarn over, you go into the corner, so you've got the whole stitch on your hook, yarn over, pull up that loop, yarn over, go into that bottom, yarn over, pull through, got your 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. And there is your row of cones. As always, chain 1 and turn. Now this bit will all depend on you and your tastes. You can either do another 2 rows of single crochet, or if you would like a slight gap between your cones, you could do 3 lines of single crochet and you just repeat the pattern. So I'm going to show you the 2. So single crochet all the way along. And to be fair, if you wanted the cones even closer, you could literally just leave it with the 1 single crochet and then start the cones again. So you'd be going into the top of your normal stitch and then into the top of the previous cone. But that is up to you and how you prefer the pattern to be for your liking. But as I said, this is a very nice thick material, very, very snuggly. So perfect blanket, Afghan, lapghan, even a baby blanket, because it's got some nice texture on it. So single crochet all the way along. Don't forget the corner. Never forget your corners. Chain 1 and turn. Do 1 more, go into that first single crochet all the way along. Okay, at the end, remember to go into that corner, don't miss it out. Chain 1 and turn, and then we'll do the cones once more. So yarn over, go into that very first, yarn over, pull through and up, yarn over, go to the one below, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook. So you see there is a gap between the cones here by doing 2 single crochet rows. But if you would like more of a gap, just do 3 single crochets. As in 3 single crochet rows, sorry. So yarn over into the bottom, pull up, yarn over, pull through 5. So let's do that a slow version. Yarn over into your next stitch to work, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, go to the stitch directly below, yarn over, pull through, pull up, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, yarn over into the next to work, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go into the one below, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 5. Okay. And yes, I'm using my custom made hook by Jelena over on Etsy. She's in Serbia and is more than happy to take requests for any particular design that you fancy. She will bring it into fruition. So if you want something with a lot of alligators all over it, she'll do alligators for you. If you want lots and lots of flowers all over, different types, different colours, she'll do that for you. And she is linked down below in the description box, below the details for my hanky markers and my hanky keyrings. So hopefully you have gotten to grips with the cone. I'm going to do one more row for you of cones, but for this row what I'm going to do is just do one row of single crochet. What have I done? Do one row of single crochet rather than 2, just so that you can see what it's like when the cones are closer together. Again, it's a personal preference thing. But never forget that stitch on the end. There we go. So I'm on the end, so I chain 1, turn. I'm just going to do one row of single crochet, starting in that very first stitch and all the way along. At the end, going into the corner, chain 1 and turn. And now doing the cones after just one single crochet row. So working exactly the same, but this time the stitch below is actually the top of the previous cone. So not only are you going into the top stitch, but you're also going into the top of the cone below. Just remember to always bring those loops up. Okay, we're now on the corner with our last cone. And there you have it. So here you've got a definite break between the cones, and up here you don't. So this is with 2 single crochet rows, and this is with only 1, but a quite thick, snuggly fabric, both sides. That is the cone stitch. So let's put a hanky marker on to keep it in place. And what do you think? Are you going to give it a go? Hopefully you will. Maybe do a blanket, maybe do an afghan, maybe surprise yourself and make something different. It's all up to you and your imagination. Take care. Hopefully see you soon. Bye bye.